Hey, in this video we're going to show you how to remove a screen and hard drive from an Intel-based iMac. The iMac we'll be working on is a late 2008, but this same process should apply to most modern iMacs. Okay, the first thing we're going to need is your ESD strap. So this protects against any kind of electrostatic discharge. So just make sure it's snapped on real good and make sure it's connected to the ground of the wall outlet. Next, we're going to tip the Mac up and we're going to pull out the memory bay. So this should be just one screw, just as I'm doing here. Unscrew that and it should pull right out. You can see the one screw right there and it will stay connected. So we're going to put the Mac on its back. And what we're going to need here is two suction cups. So put the suction cups on two separate corners and just lift up. It shouldn't come up with much force and just snaps right up. Next thing we're going to do is remove the screws from around the bevel. Now keep in mind these screws are in a specific order, so you may want to arrange them in a way that you'll remember where they go. Now if we just reach towards the front of the machine, we can pull up the aluminum front plate, and this will expose the microphone and camera cable. You want to be very careful not to lift too hard to cut this. It is wrapped with some tape, so you'll want to peel the tape off. Once the tape's off, it simply unplugs. After unplugging the camera, you can remove the entire faceplate. This will expose the inside of the MacBook. Now if you're facing it on the bottom left, you'll see this cable that's connected directly to the LCD. This is actually your heat sensor cable. Now moving over to the right side, we have our display cable. So you're just going to take off the two screws on the right and left side of this cable. After the screws have been removed, just lift up on the black tab and the entire thing should come out. Now you'll see 8 screws around the sides of the LCD. These will need to be removed as well. Once the screws are removed, you can lift up on the front of the LCD, being careful not to hurt the cable that's connected to the motherboard. Just push down on this cable, and you may have to use a pry tool, and it'll remove it from the board. You'll also want to be careful not to touch the capacitor that's connected, or else you could shock yourself. This is actually the hardest part of the take apart. Next, you'll see the hard drive. We're going to go ahead and remove the screws from the front of the hard drive. And then on the plastic bracket, just push it in towards the hard drive, which may take a little force. The hard drive should come right up. Now you'll have to remove the SATA cable and its power source. So I just used a little pry tool, and I'll just kind of pry it off gently. This should allow you to remove the hard drive. Now the sensor cable is still connected. So you're going to want to remove the padding from the sensor. This is just a light glue, so it'll come right off. Next, you'll see the cable connected to the sensor. If you push up on the little latch, you'll be able to remove the sensor. After the sensor cable has been removed, just pry underneath the sensor to remove it from the hard drive. And that's how you take apart a 2008 or later iMac, keeping in mind that some of the future iMacs may have slight variations in their take apart. Do me a favor and click right here to subscribe to my channel, and look forward to other great videos in the future. Thanks.